아니 배경이 진짜 이쁘네.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of the Witcher 4. What you just saw and are going to see now is running on standard PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS with ray tracing. So in the game, you'll be playing as Ciri, a professional monster slayer, a witcher. She explores the world and hunts down monsters for coin.
저런 게
The region we are
이런
in is
벽
called
잡고
Kovir,
이런 게 자연스럽게 하는
and
거
you'll
아니
get
뭐
to
이거.
explore it in a game. Right now, Ciri is investigating the
영상일까요?
monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village. All right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt had Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
We return to town.
아니 근데
These two
이게
characters need to feel like one.
트레일러보다는 인물이
Since you're
낫다.
gonna
뭐 나중에
explore the
인물
world on
바뀔지
horseback,
모르겠는데 저
riding
정도면
needs to
저는
feel
괜찮아요.
seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really
와,
nice
아니, 저
improvements
산이
to our
진짜
Unreal
이쁜데요?
Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry, we've freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do
와,
in
근데 이게
Unreal has that same
플스5로 이게
spirit of
돌아가,
freedom.
프로로
There's always
이렇게
more
돼?
work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage. And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling
이게
every
지금
single leaf
플스5
and pine needle.
프로로 돌리는 거라고 하고
And
있는데
the old LOD tricks
근데
of the
벌써
past,
플스6
they needed a
나오려나?
complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Ciri. Welcome to Valdrest. So Valdrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade and mining. It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current contract. High-tech, let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and food.
And the missus?
I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valdrest has to offer.
Not her again.
아이씨 저런 거 계열받는 거
Nine gazes while I present him with a fish. For the furry rascal will often wink, and the bear's wink.
아니 방금 어깨 막 부딪히면서 가고 이런 게 너무 신기하다. 근데 저런 거 되게 좋거든요. 이 보면 이런 거 이런 거.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you, sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Everything is
저런 게
working
만들기
together.
진짜 힘들거든요.
Oh, look at this poor gentleman being taught how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's what happens when you cheat at Gwent.
근데 방금 저거 보니까 약간 좀 덜 만든 진흙이 안 붙긴 했어 옷에. 만드는 중이라서 그렇게.
Jingle in my purse.
이거 그러면 저분한테 부딪히면 저분
Okay,
넘어지나?
so this is the guy who
불편하신데,
gave
다리.
this quest his own. Like you
보여주지.
probably suspect, he
넘어지는
has his
거지.
own agenda in all of this.
You're off your tits again, Wilfred. Get your ass up.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? Wicho4. What news of my wagons? No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. Now. Ковir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men,
멘티코어였어?
quite the opposite.
내가 아는 멘티코어는
No.
사자
No,
얼굴에
them
바퀴
winged
날개에
hellspawn dwell in the
정글
arse
꼴이
of the
있어요.
prey.
꼬리를 몰라.
While Siri decides what to do about that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace. Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares,
이게
chatting up
사람들이 이제
customers.
하도 배워놓으니까 저 정도만 돼도 이제
None fresher.
그러니까 너무 막 안 이뻐도 돼. 저렇게 적당하게 어울리게 참하기만 해도
Into seeing something more. Got mackerel cod. All Brexit's finest.
And there is tons of tech to play here, even in a simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in Pillory isn't exciting enough for Valdrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus.
아 이게 마을마다 시기에 따라서 이벤트 같은 거 이야기하는 걸까요? 어떨 때는 서커스 열렸다가 어떨 때는
But the
저렇게
great
죄수
performance
걸어놓고
deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents all going about their business.
아 근데 나
And
위쳐4
the whole point
전투가
is to
너무
leave
궁금한데
breathing room for developers like you to introduce the
위쳐3를
gameplay and the
전투가 진짜
systems that
너무
your
재미없어서
players expect,
못했거든요.
empowering you to make your
전투 좀
worlds
어떡해.
come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right. That's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, what
프리랜더랑
about one
섞은 것
final
같던데 아까
check-in with
보니까
Siri?
패드로 조종하는 장면이 있던데요. 그 시연할 때 그 프리랜더로 그
We are
패드로
making this
조종하는
game
장면이
to be
있긴
the
하더라고.
most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are making this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team. at Epic.
그분이 연기하는 건지 모르겠어요.
I think what we are doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans. A first look at ﷺ.
Onward, Kelpie.
젊은 괜찮은 것 같아. 분위기가 일단은 그죠. 기대됩니다.